Oedipus and the encounter with the Sphinx is one of the most famous Greek mythological stories, but it's not the most loved one. For my part, I always like this story compared to the most popular ones like Ulysse and the Odysseus, for example. The story of Oedipus is also very tragic and sad, and since I have a degree in French literature, I study a lot this myth through the tragic plays of Racine and Corneille, who are very famous authors of the 17th century in France. It is maybe why the Oedipus'myth has a special place in my heart. I wanted to illustrate a mythological scene, and this is immediately the scene of Oedipus and the Sphinx which comes to my mind. By the way, my name is Guylaine. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I'm sharing all types of art and where I'm sharing my artistic interest as well. I hope you will enjoy this new video. Today I will use the medium of traditional ink dip pen. But first, let's start with a sketch. I don't often show my sketching process, so here is some footage of me drawing the scene before inking. The tragedy of the story of Oedipus lies in the fact that Oedipus, while he is thinking that all his acts are righteous and virtuous, in fact will be revealed to be monstrous and horrific. Oedipus is an abandoned child adopted by a royal family. His real parents are the king and queen of Thebes, but because of a prophecy, the two parents decided to abandon him. The prophecy stated that he will kill his father and marry his own mother. Oedipus grows up with his new parents, but he is not aware that his parents are not his biological one. When he became a young man, he found out about the prophecy and, terrified, he decided to leave his kingdom since he did not want to kill his adopted father and marry his adopted mother. While he was on the road, he met an older man and had a fight with him. The man was trying to kill him and Oedipus had no other choice but to kill him. Then he arrives near Thebes, which is under the domination of the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a mythical and hybrid beast with the body of a feline, wings and a human head. Nobody can enter the kingdom of Thebes without the authorization of the Sphinx. You need to be able to answer the riddle of the Sphinx. If you fail, the Sphinx kills you. Oedipus meets the Sphinx. The Sphinx asks him to answer the riddle. Which creature has one voice and yet becomes four-footed and two-footed and three-footed? Oedipus managed to find the answer. It is the man who crawls on all fours as a baby, then walks on 2 feet as an adult, and then uses a walking stick in old age. The Sphinx threw herself over a cliff and died. Oedipus enters Thebes like a hero. He marries the queen, who is alone since her husband mysteriously died. Years later on, Oedipus learned that the king of Thebes was the man he had a fight with a long time ago on the road. When Jocaste, the queen, learns it, she understands that the prophecy has been accomplished, and she killed herself. Oedipus, understanding his monstrous act, pierced his own eyes and became blind. I hope I managed to sum up the story more or less, and I hope it will encourage you to read the whole myth of Oedipus if you don't know it. And also he has a daughter with Jocaste, which is Antigone, and the story of Antigone is also very beautiful. And yes, I think it's this myth of Oedipus are maybe less known, and I hope this drawing that I'm going to do and the story of Oedipus will inspire you to know more about the story. Now regarding the ink process, I used only two types of ink, sepia and black. I did not use the white finally. I will list the materials I use in the comment section below. I started with the sepia base. I think it was less intimidating to use the sepia first since the color is not too strong, and it enables me to lay down some details and shadow and to think about how I will plan my ink process. Now regarding the composition of my illustration, I decided that the encounter between the Sphinx and Oedipus will be in a kind of cave at night. So there is a very deep contrast of shadow and light between the light of the flame torch and the shadow cast on the wall of the cave. That was not easy to figure out, but I hope I managed somehow. You will see later on that I'm using different kinds of hatching methods to be able to create volume and shadow for this drawing. I'm really quite new at this technique and I'm trying to improve each time. I really like the effect of ink and it is something that I want to improve in. Also for some very fine details of the faces, I cheated a bit and I used a very fine ink black pen. But overall, I use only the traditional dip pen. I really like the dip pen because the sound of the scratch on the paper and also the fact that you have to fill the pen with the ink in a bottle, it's very nice. I think it's a very beautiful and nice art experience. Now to come back to the meaning of the scene that I'm illustrating, even if my characters are quite simple and not too scary, I think the confrontation between Oedipus and the Sphinx is Oedipus' encounter with his own monstrosity and bestiality. The Sphinx is like a mirror of himself, all the more that the riddle is about the human condition. Oedipus thinks he's a right man, but in the end, he acted like a cruel and terrific beast by killing his own father and marrying his own mother. This is what the myth teaches to humans. We need to be careful to not be too proud and to think about all our actions. Are we acting in a moral way? Are we not hurting others without knowing? Often, people think that mythological Greek stories is kind of fantastic, magical, or dramatic, but I do not think the same at all. Mythological Greek stories show the people of this ancient time to act morally and rightly above all. I will now let you watch the rest of the video. I had to do some time lapses, otherwise the video would be too long. Please also, if you enjoyed the video, I would be grateful if you can like or subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and bye bye.